work at the Nebraska Department of Education.
I'm a first grade teacher in the Omaha Public Schools.
I am a professor in the School of Education at Peru State College.
I currently direct the High Ability Learning Program at Waverly.
I am the director of curriculum at Grand Island Public Schools.
Whether you're from Sutton, Nebraska or Omaha, Schuyler, Nebraska or Lincoln, we want you to look at our Carnegie program for the Education Doctorate EdD program. We propose to be a mechanism through which you can scrutinize your practice. We want you to be a full-time practitioner, and we want what you do every day to be part of what you study when you come here. And we want you to stay in that full-time job and in evenings, occasionally on weekends, certainly by way of asynchronous course design. We want you to take on, to think about what it is that you do, what it is your classmates do, and through that gain additional skills, additional ideas, additional sensibilities about how we can make different parts of the larger education system a little bit richer, a little bit stronger, and a little bit more satisfactory for you.
I would tell them that going through a cohort experience like CPED is probably one of the best choices that they could make when thinking about a doctoral program. You're instantly with a group of people who get it, who are on that same journey with you and are exploring and asking those same kinds of questions. And so when you're doing doctoral work, it can often be very isolating and lonely. But being a part of a group like this, you have a network to rely on.
It's a program that really honors the practice as something worth studying, and it honors the practitioner as someone who knows and who knows about their practice. So I think that if that's a philosophical place that you are, CPED is for you in that sense.
The depth of knowledge that you create and the interest that you create within your profession, meaning like kind of the idea of really kind of truly understanding what we do as professional educators. I think it's important, and I think that was one of the things that I got out of this program was the depth of knowledge for my personal practice within what we do.
Oh, you should join CPED because that is a place where you have an opportunity to suspend your thinking and have people examine it. And they will push you and they will pull you along, ask you really great questions so that you can look at it from multiple perspectives and put it back together and see what happens in practice.
I think that being a part of CPED really I didn't just learn a bunch of stuff, it kind of changed who I am in that how I look at the world. So anything I'm doing, whether it's something with my family or something in my community, it's like I have this cyclical question, inquiry stance of like, how do I make this better? Try something. How did that go? Try something again. And so I just feel like it's very powerful. It gives me a lot of agency, and I didn't know what that word was, but agency is just, I have this ability to change things in my environment. I have this capacity to, when things are going wrong, work toward fixing them or helping them. So I just really think it's a valuable program.
It was the cohort itself, those fellow peers who are going through the exact same thing you are. They're working full-time, they're going to class, they're having the same issues with that feeling of overload, and there's someone to talk to. If I had to do it by myself, I don't think I would have done it. And so to have that peer group, that was one thing. The professors were amazing. They, if you were stuck, they were there brainstorming with you. They were willing to talk to you or email you or meet with you in person. And I just really liked that I got to pick what I studied. It wasn't someone telling me, here's what we're going to study. It was pick your problem of practice, now go.
It is a really great opportunity to have a network of people to support you through a really rigorous experience. Just having folks that are going through the same thing you are is really helpful as you face the challenges of working on your dissertation.
Probably the best part for me of CPED was just starting the cohort with a group of people. I did it with a close friend within LPS, and we did a lot of things together outside of the class. We got together for the class, so we enjoyed talking about things while we were there and outside of the classes, and that really helped me have a friend in the program, I guess.
When I did my program, there was another person in the same cohort that drove to York. She lived in Sutton, and then we rode together into Lincoln. And so we got to process everything before and after class together. And then just to have those group of people to work with, they just make you better. And I think that's extremely important. Iron sharpening iron.
Oh, I think the cohort format, so the opportunity to kind of deeply come to know other people's professional practice, not just for the moment that you share a class with them, but over the course of the entire over the course of the entire program, really deepens your understanding of educational issues outside your particular practice.
I want to draw your attention to 3 final and core program features. One is our use of cohorts. Second is our use of Zoom to allow participation in coursework from a distance. And the third is a trip to South Africa in 2019 that allows, in the course of 17 days, you to earn 6 credit hours worth, 2 courses worth of credit. The intent of that intense travel study is, one, it's fascinating, it's important. You can learn a lot from looking at other people's problems of practice, other countries' problems of practice. But 2, we hear loud and clear that there is an interest in short, intense coursework as one of the additional ways to complement and help you finish, to complement the work that is more routine and carried out over semesters.
CPED has a really important place, and I take very seriously that idea that knowledge about teaching and knowledge about education derived from practice is as valuable as knowledge of education derived from theory. And there's really a place for elevating that knowledge, that particular knowledge of practitioners, and using that voice to become a larger part of the conversation around educational policy and around educational research, because I think that the voice of practitioners is often absent in places where it really belongs. And I think that the CPED program has a really valuable place for bringing practitioner voices to that conversation.
This sounds silly, but I learned how to read and I learned how to think. Because for me, school was a hoop jumping exercise until I got to CPED, and my professors were like, no, we're not going to give you the hoop to jump through. You actually have to think about this and engage with it. And so it was just so valuable to me, learning how to think and just learning how to read better and how to write better, just across the board.
There is a moment in your journey where you shift and you're no longer the person that you were before. You're thinking about problems of practice. You realize that every decision that's happening in your school is coming out of some sort of philosophical stance, and you have to decide in that moment what all of this means, right? All of these thoughts, all of these books that you're reading, what this means in the moment standing in front of children. And you're a different educator because of that. And I'm a different, and I think better educator for the experience. So I often tell people, of all the things I've done in my life, I feel like this is the thing that I've earned. And this is the thing that I'm the most proud of.